Alright, ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray. So this is Shadow of the Colossus. Actually I saved a little time by loading the game first because once it loads the game once, then it loads up faster after that. Kind of like the control, sort of.
It's my first loading screen. It's a nightmare.
If you haven't seen this game originally came out on the PlayStation 2, and this is the HD remake of it, which basically fixes the frame rate and up-reses it. But the entire game is just running around and finding these 16 Colossi bosses that you climb on and stab in their weak spot for massive damage until they die. And they're kind of like puzzle fights, so the first playthrough is quite a bit longer, and the boss fights will hopefully look relatively easy, but they're actually, the controls in this game are very, very finicky. You get some Prince of Persia style like platforming here to teach you how to climb on stuff. Rolling is slightly faster than running if you get a long enough stretch that you can keep rolling for a long time. Otherwise it's kind of not worth it. Same with jumping. Jumping, if you have to like go over little tiny ledges, if you just mash jump, like the very first part of your jump kind of moves your character faster. This is probably the most volatile speedrun that I've ever done. Even after 2 years of speedrunning it, I can get like plus 15 on my runs, like and my PB isn't even good. My sum of best is like another 15 minutes the other direction. It's weird. There's a lot of mechanics which prevent your player from performing any actions. Like the boss will shake you, and if you don't hit jump like right before he shakes you, then you're not going to actually jump. So here you can move during the cutscene, and hopefully I'm grabbing his beard, and that skips the whole puzzle of this boss, which basically you have to do an elaborate kind of set of maneuvers to get onto his back and then climb up to his head. On most bosses that like horizontally shake, there are spots. I'm not even sure that it's actually positional based. It's more like the timing on when you grab the boss. You can, if you watch his animation when he grabs, if it's a certain way, then he's not going to get shaken horizontally, so you can just kind of stab willy-nilly. I call it a grip spot or a G spot. So. Just find the G spot. That's pretty much what you do every time. And then this is all lore bits. I try not to spoil it whenever I run it because it's actually a really good game. But there's a reason that he gets stabbed with tentacles and reappears back in the main temple. Oh sweet, we're gonna get trophies all on this. You never have to save in the speedrun. If you die, it'll just put you at a like checkpoint. And so that would be slow anyways, obviously. So yeah, that's the basic idea of the run. You just run to a boss, kill it, and then you respawn here, and you go do that 15 times total, with a little bit of a interactive lore bit at the end, and that's Shadow of the Colossus. A lot of times this game is run time trial style, where you just go to the boss back to back to back. But I just personally always like doing runs where you play the game as if it were like naked. You could just pop in a copy anywhere and play it that way. To do time trials, you have to have a save file that's in New Game Plus, and I mean that's fine, but I don't know. I just like to do it with everything. All the horse running, as boring as it may seem. It kind of gives you a breather from the intense boss fights because there's a lot of really annoying tricks that if you don't get them like first try, then it's kind of hard to recover sometimes. Right here, I'm gonna get off my horse because otherwise he like rears up and wastes a lot of time, so you just jump off and hop back on. And here normally you go all the way down around and you find the boss's lair, but we're just gonna jump down because YOLO. fall damage is really insignificant in this game, and a lot of fights don't actually deal damage to you, so we're just gonna take advantage of that when we can. And the trick to this boss is you shoot him in the feet, and so that sand right there is RNG, and I need to like, oh, I got denied. Recovery. Ugh. If he gets away from you, you gotta like start hauling ass and catch up. I don't know if I'll get on him fast enough, but a lot of times the music breaks because it's like, how did you get on him so fast? Nah, it didn't break. Alright. So most of the first bosses have like 1 or 2 stab spots, like butt and the head are the general idea. This is actually RNG whether he shakes, and unfortunately there's no way around it. It's not really worth finding one of those grip spots here because he shouldn't shake me much other than that, besides right there. The trickiness to this game involves like mechanics where the boss will things like that, but no. Bosses will like shake you while you're just trying to run on them, so you'll see me like spam jump a lot to prevent myself from getting shaken. I'm gonna try and get a grip spot here. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, that's a good one. The animation is very fluid, and like there's also like an instant grab animation where he doesn't really animate all the way down, he just kind of grabs. And now there's a timing, there we go. You don't get shaken around, and you still have to hit the stab button in a very specific window, otherwise he plays an animation, you can't pick up your sword, so it's really obnoxious. Press F to pay respects. Pretty much every time a Colossus dies.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
We're getting hentai right now.
Hentai strats.
How's it going, bud?
Hopefully I don't forget. Every time I run this game, I have splits, so I know which Colossus is next. But whenever I do it blind, I'm just like, I hope it's this guy, because you have to do it linearly, and the other Colossi just aren't there if you go all the way to the next spot. So it's just a big waste of time. They do have a guidance system in the game, though. If it's your first time playing and you don't know where the Colossus is, you can hold up your sword, and it'll shine and focus the light in the direction you need to go, at least, so there's at least that as a backup.
The real speedrunner is probably not getting lost on the way to the Colossus.
Believe it or not, I've run this game like hundreds of times, and some of the Colossi I'm still like, this is probably I think this is where I go. This looks familiar. But, and if I'm not paying a lot of attention, I'll get lost and be like, well, I need to circle back. One of the nice features about this game, though, is that I call it auto horse, and that's if you hold the gallop button, he'll just auto navigate away from cliffs and stuff. So it makes it very relaxing when you're trying to go across ledges like this, and you can really pull out the cinematic camera angles. Oh shoot!
This game looks nice.
Yeah.
I freaking love this game.
Yeah, it looked almost as good on PS2, except the frame rate would be like 10 FPS a lot of the times. Like if a Colossus like hit up some dirt, you would get single frames and just cry. But it was still fun.
I guess in the way you can't kill like salamanders and stuff for added stamina or whatever those are.
Yeah. There's no other enemies in the game, but there are these neutral. There's birds and snakes. Oh no, lizards. And the lizards are mostly, they don't do anything except for there's some with white tails. And if you kill them and you eat their tails, then it increases your total grip meter. Also here, if you hold R1 while you're swimming, he dives and swims underwater. It's just faster for whatever reason. And there's long sections where you have to swim for a while, and you can jump, and it like recovers some stamina, and you just keep going. Otherwise, if you surface, he does this whole animation where he's like gets his breath back and stuff. Also, he like pants underwater if he runs out of stamina. He's kind of silly, but whatever. Yeah, I always believe it's a little bit faster to jump up this because he'll land on his feet faster, and like I said, you get like a little burst of speed when you first jump.
Also, it's tech. You always need
Tech, that's right. This is the hardest jump in the game in your first playthrough. It's just really weird. Until you get used to the controls of this game, it's kind of hard to adjust to. And he just won't grab that sometimes. This is one of this is my second favorite boss, and there's normally a puzzle to like break this bracer off so you can climb up him, but the speedrun just like uses momentum. A lot of the runs, a lot of bosses use momentum to just get you past where you should have to like struggle to get to. Yeah, you're supposed to get him to hit that like cement platform in the middle with his sword, and that'll shatter his armor. But I'm gonna try this. This is kind of frame accurate. There we go.
Nice.
There we go there. So that just skips. Oh, it's not over yet. Okay. And that'll just skip a lot of cutscene playing and other stuff. So now I want to try and get to his head as fast as possible. And then I need to get one of those G spots. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that should be good. If I can get a good stab. Okay, cool. Now, a trick here, if you hold your sword, you won't get shaken for whatever reason. It's kind of a mix of being in that spot. So you can just hold that good spot and you don't have to worry about losing stamina from him shaking you and all this other stuff. You have to wait for that dip though, otherwise you'll get shaken around. So what I'm gonna do is get this sigil dead and then chill out on his head. And then I want him to start that animation again. There we go. And then we're gonna drop off. Because while he's doing that, he won't like shake on his stomach at all. And you can get some solid stabs in here. Which most of the time on this boss is just, if you're doing it normally, he will just constantly shake his stomach. I'm not gonna be able to kill him here, but almost. Oh, we might be able to actually. Okay, we got him. Nice. Otherwise, you literally just have to wait for his walk cycle until he stops, and that takes like 15-20 seconds.
Good speed run.
There is a strategy to launch from the sword all the way to his head, but it's kind of inconsistent, and it's not really good for an any percent. For time trials, sure, but we're dead. Not really. The roll mechanic in this is hitting triangle and R1 at the same time, so it's kind of weird, but you'll just hear a lot of mashing those two buttons. Bible thumb. Oh yeah, F's. Yeah, F.
Yo, dude.
Let's get
I'm getting you all these trophies, dude.
Yeah.
All achievements.
Whose PS3 is this?
It is.
I'm gonna be a real gamer soon.
Sick gamer score, bro.
Yeah.
94K, what up?
The next boss used to be like the worst in the game for me, but I sat down for a long time and didn't get good at it, and then suddenly it just started becoming easier, so. I used to practice the boss so much, and it was still like 50% chance whether I'd get the skip on him, but I don't know. Lately it's been better, so hopefully we haven't jinxed it. Another tricky part of the game is just getting used to controlling the horse, because while he does do like the auto horse thing, if he has to do like a really jagged turn, like he'll just stop and turn around, and you have to kind of battle that. If you're turning while he's turning, it'll like counter the turn, and it's just annoying. Luckily you don't need him to go through too many areas that are tough to navigate. Yeah, like right now he's just, nah, I don't want to go. I don't know.
So I played this a lot on PS2. Is there any significant differences between this version and the PS2 version, even if it's as small as like timing, I guess?
There are like a couple of tricks that I think are PS2 only. There's one certainly, one of the bosses you can kill in one cycle where you just can't do it in HD version. But it's also really odd. I don't know. I've speedrun it too much on HD to like go back to PS2.
Okay.
I haven't looked into it too
No,
much.
this looks way better, and it looked really good on PS2.
Yeah. Alright, so the trick on this guy, you normally have to do this really long game of like cat and mouse where you trick him and you go into a tunnel and then he bends down and then you can jump on his tail. But there's like some tricky strats. Come on. I gotta get him to turn at me. He didn't turn. It's okay. It's okay, we can still. This is just all momentum usage here. Oh. This is okay. He's gonna walk all the way to this wall and then he's gonna start turning again. You kinda have to do it when he's turning though. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, your inputs get eaten so much, like, if the boss just, like, takes a step while you're holding on, like, you can just completely miss a jump. My home base is the right foot, so I'm just gonna stick to that. There we go. Okay, cool. Timing is really weird because if his angle is like, or his foot is angled like a certain way, you can use it as a platform like now. There it is. Okay. The grab mechanic in this game, you just hold R1, so I don't know why that didn't work, but you just kind of hold R1 and pray. This is usually a run killer. There we go. For these reasons. And then sometimes he just rubs it in your face by like kicking you off his foot or something. There we go. There we go. Okay. Not in the clear yet. Oh, what? Didn't jump. Just ate my input again. Yep. Grab it, dude. And then sometimes you get knocked down.
Taking a nap.
Desert over there.
He likes to troll you and move his foot like right when you jump at it. So that's why I waited. Might throw me off. He didn't. Okay.
You okay?
Just hang in there. Hang in there. Turn. Good. Grab it. Alright, I'm gonna give it like 2 more tries and I'll just kill him the normal way. But essentially you just, as soon as the fight starts, you just jump on him like that and grab onto that, like, I don't even know, back knee portion. Yeah, it becomes a problem if he starts walking forward again. Yeah, screw it. I'll just do the normal way. Yeah, and you can just jump from there to his tail and then climb all the way back up his fur to his head or whatever. But you'll at least get to see the slow way now. Yeah. Pretty, like, a majority of the bosses in this game have strats like this that if you miss it the first time, they, for some reason, just get, like, exponentially harder. Because the timing's different and positioning and all that. Then you just have to cry or reset.
Or both.
Yeah. Alright, so he knows where we are. And the worst thing about this is the Colossi a lot of times have to like reposition until they're like in a very specific position to like do their next thing. But sometimes they're just slightly off, so they need to like turn all the way around, and like it's annoying. But let's see where he's at. Yeah. So now he's turning all the way around. It looks like, oh man, he's not falling for it, but he's just got to reposition himself a little bit. Yep. Almost.
This music is really good.
Music is great, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, he's actually got to attack first. Roar. And then he checks to see. I don't know why. He just assumes that he could see you from right there, but whatever. Let's just get on his tail, so there you go. Alright, so rewind, we got the trick, here we are. Yay!
Yeah, dude.
Yeah! First try. Solid.
Record days.
Yeah.
Doing a little dance for you?
Yeah. So you can like do a slash while standing or while jumping, and that doesn't really do any damage, but it does register a hit. Looks like I got the grip spot immediately though, so that's good. You have to hit him twice in the back of the neck, but if you do like an extra kind of powerful stab on the second hit, let me stab please, then it saves you one entire full stab like on his head, so good time save. And this thing doesn't like being stabbed, so it makes painful noises. Okay. Screw that guy. This is why I never feel bad about killing these Colossi. And everybody in chat's like, oh, but it's so sad. I'm like, no. That guy wasted 6 minutes. Stupid horse. I assume the horse just takes you back to the temple, because, I don't know. Or you teleport, whatever, magic. Yeah! Racking them up.
All those bronzes. Hella sick.
Alright, okay. I had to think about the next one.
Flying guy?
Mm-hmm. Cool. Next one is probably a lot of people's favorite boss. It's a giant bird. But the fight in the arena just looks really cool when you're on a giant flying bird and trying to stab it and stuff. The first time I played this game, I used to work at a cyber cafe, and I played it on like a projector that they had there, and it's a really fun game to watch just because it's so like cinematic and stuff, and people would just like stop doing whatever they're doing and just like come watch. And I
You
was
ever
like,
had a chance
yeah.
to play it in 3D?
Huh?
You ever had a chance to play?
I haven't. No, is it good?
It's really awesome. I have a 3D TV. First time I played the game, the whole thing was in 3D.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I have not tried the whole 3D TV thing out. I have an Oculus Rift though, so I can understand the 3D sexiness. This is one area where the horse likes to get caught on a cliff, but we did good. Did good. The entire game, all you have is bow, hand, and sword. I think the hand lets you recover stamina faster, or lowers your grip meter slower. I honestly don't even know. for underwater swimming.
Do you ever feel like you're gonna break a controller during this game? Just because like
No,
like, squeeze
it's-
on.
I don't know. Some of the tactics are like so oddly inconsistent. Like, I will be fine with a strategy for like months, and then suddenly I can't get it once in an hour or something. And I'm just like,
Oh.
I don't know. I mean,
fair.
there's definitely other games like that, like other times where you have those moments, but
No,
it's
that's
just-
when like at least like whenever I'm holding on to Colossi, like I want to like hold on to them because you're swinging me around. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
please
yeah.
hold on. So I just like grip my controller for fear that he's gonna launch me to the
yeah, just
edge
hold
of the
that
world.
R1 button. Yeah.
So like, no, I don't mean like raging. Just it's one of those like you just get into the zone because you don't want to fall off.
Yeah. There's definitely some parts where I've had the game just like drop you, and I don't know if it was a controller or if the game was just like, nah. Like while you're on this boss, there's a lot of times, hold on, where he does like a barrel roll and you have to hold on, and he'll just like sometimes drop you, and you're like, well, all right, guess I'll get back. Yeah, I wish I had the stamina to jump out of the water from diving and regain stamina while doing it. Some pro shots. Hello. Now the super risky strats, you can actually transfer them from wing to other wing, but the safer, not really, strats, I go from wing to his back. Please don't fall. Alright. And also, his flight path and his timing for his, the timing on his barrel roll is RNG, so he can barrel roll like super fast, or he can like stop in the middle of his barrel roll and just screw with you. I'm gonna play it super safe and just go for his tail first. He won't barrel roll after that. And for whatever reason, the hitbox on the sigil, I got really close, but you can actually do it like, I don't know, halfway down his tail. It's really weird. The only problem with doing this is you have to go against the wind now. Let me make sure it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. And stuff like that. Whoa, careful. There is a wall up ahead, so he's gonna turn, it looks like. Yeah. Level out, baby. He's gotta wait it out. Okay, there he goes. Alright. Good. Not falling off that boss is a good fight, because that was like 2.5 minutes. The boss always dies super far away from you, so you can like... I'm not even sure of the saves time. Like, I think the animation of the tentacles is kind of instant, but... I just do it anyways, because why not?
Should we be swimming away from that?
No, feed me. There we go. Usually at this point, if I haven't failed miserably, I'll just finish a run, because getting past those first 5 bosses without mess-ups is pretty solid. Oops. The next boss is Barba, which means beard in various languages, and you'll see why. Also, we have to go through this terrible, terrible forest that the horse just loves to autopilot into trees and stuff. They actually had like talks at MIT about like how they got this game to run on PS2 hardware. With like they've got like Bloom and like cloth physics running everywhere and all this stuff. It's just more impressive than I could ever know. And I think the game was originally supposed to have something like 48 Colossi, but they ended up trimming it down. Alright, these stupid... Oh, okay. Didn't run into it. Good job. Nope. Okay, sure. Nope, no, no, no. You have to counter him so hard sometimes. There we go. We're good. Auto horse the rest of the way. This boss has a fast strat, which luckily it's very quick to find out whether or not you'll do it. So you can try it, and then if you fail, then you just do the normal backup strat. But as with the other ones, they're always pretty particular to pull off. I haven't got it in the last like week of practice, so we'll see. There's also like a ton of extra area in this game that you can run around and explore, and like maybe there's like fruit or lizards, but I don't even know how much area there is in this game. I've just been speedrunning it for so long. Horse launch hype. Time saves. Some stairs you can't roll down, so I usually just don't. So I need to jump off and then roll twice to position myself for the trick. Fall damage negligible, of course. Alright, let's see. Alright, so he's gonna like render me so where I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have a chance at this anyways. That was the part that you could fail really quickly and just go on with your day, but now I might fail the next part, which is a bit harder. I have to deal with this shaking the whole time. And let's see, position up here. The thing that really makes this hard to pull off is your stamina amount. Okay, I had to let him shake me there to position me, and now I'm gonna go for a jump. No, he didn't make it. Yeah, you can actually jump all the way up onto his head from there, and then you're solid. Unfortunately, didn't happen.
So what goes into determining if that works or not?
It's just timing. It's just
lots
timing.
of little things, basically.
Yeah, the game is just overall very execution heavy, and it's very merciless on if you miss something, then you're just gonna fall or not get your jump or things like that. So there's really actually not very much RNG in the game. It's just all very precise. Get up there. There's a trick, if you can get him to break this wall where he's gonna stand. He didn't do it this time, of course. If there's wall in his way and you're hiding in here, he has to like slam down and break it. But if you like kind of zigzag to where he has to walk through it and then breaks it in front of him, then he skips that whole animation, but he'll slam here. Can't do anything at this point. You can jump on his hand and try the hard trick again, but it's not really worth it. Beard. There you go. Just do a transfer. Alright, so let's see. If you stab really quickly a Colossus when he starts an animation for like a huge shake, it'll interrupt him, so that's why I wanted to do that. I got a good spot here. The nice thing about getting these grip spots also is while you're doing your stabs, you don't lose any stamina for being shaken. You lose stamina for actually performing the stabs, but you maintain most of your stamina, so otherwise it gets kind of wrecked, and then especially on this guy it sucks because you fall. It sucks because you have to hang onto his back for the last sigil, and the whole time you just drain stamina. He hasn't learned that kneeling down leads to his demise. Let me transfer, baby. Get off the beard. The physics in this game are really good, but that's good and bad, because sometimes you'll just get flung way where you're not supposed to be flung. I'm gonna regain a little stamina here. Okay, here we go here. Go, please. Just hold on. Okay. He's probably not going to let me get this final stab. Yeah. Starts walking. Alright, that stopped him from doing that shake. There we go. Alright. I think 7 is... No, 8's the lizard. It's 7.
It's underwater.
Oh, Hydrus, yeah, good call. Good call. No splits hype. Yeah. So there are 3 bosses in this game that have... Wait, 3? Yeah, I think 3 bosses in this game that have like multiple stab spots, and if you kill 1 or 2, then like the boss kind of resets and you have to do the whole thing again. But you can one cycle all of them in a similar fashion, just with different strategies. But Hydrus is the first one. Hydrus is a little different. He's only got 1 sigil and it's on his head, but you have to stab these pylons on his back on the way, and the pylons will zap you. But if you do good, you can just roll past the pylons and eat like damage boosts through all of it, and then get to his head and kill him. But if you don't do enough damage to his head and he submerges, then you just die. So just reset it. The run, that is. As I mentioned, there's birds. There's also fish in this game, and there's an achievement for holding on to a fish or a bird for like a minute, and that requires having like a certain amount of stamina, but it doesn't really do anything. It just, you can kind of travel with a bird. I don't think there's any speedrun use for bird travel though. I haven't played with it much though, so maybe it could carry you over a cliff or something, but that would be it's kind of hard to do on its own anyways. You have to jump off a horse and then magically grab said bird. So yeah, you get a lot of downtime when you run to bosses. That's probably why time trials are more commonly run, but in the last 6 months or so, a couple more guys have picked up the any percent, and they brought the world record time down like 10 minutes. So before, when I started running it, it was basically me and like one other guy who did single segment. And I don't really run this enough to, well, I run it a lot, but spread out a lot, so I never really get better or practice things, so I just like playing it. It's fun. And I'd rather beat it in 2 hours than 6 hours, so that's my general philosophy when approaching speedruns. Play through my favorite games faster, just so you can enjoy them more often. And these like formations, I don't know, these shrines are save stations, and I'm pretty sure every save station has one of those lizards with a white tail, and you just have to like, it's really annoying because he'll like spiral all around it and stuff, but you have to like shoot him, or you can hit him with your sword and kill him, and then you get more grip meter. So Hydrus is down there, a very shiny dude. There's a strategy for getting him to surface quicker, and it's kind of based on your positioning and how quickly you swim from here-ish. The general guideline is just swim towards this post while not diving. It's more consistent on time trial. And it's kind of annoying because you can practice stuff on time trial, but like it's not going to be the same as any percent. Doesn't look like it worked. If he goes on the left side, then it takes a little longer.
So how do you practice any percent then? Just
Yep.
low
Either
save.
you do a bunch of runs, or you... yeah, you can have saves if there's like particular problem bosses. In general, I just do time trials. And it's close enough. You just have to remember, like... Unfortunately, that muscle memory gets there, and you have to be like, it's slightly different, so do it slightly different. Alright, we're gonna take some damage here, it's okay. Okay. Now his back can be really annoying, because basically I want to just mash roll to get up his back really quickly, but he can like stagger your balance and all sorts of things. And sometimes when you're mashing roll, your character will just mash jump really fast instead, and it's just like, I don't want to do that. That was actually really good. Ouchies. Okay, I'm gonna wait here. And you have to kill this front one, otherwise you get zapped. I don't even think you can damage his head sigil. Okay, this should be good. Okay. And now every stab is very important. On his head here. Okay. At this point, there's just a ticking timer, and if you don't do enough damage fast enough, then he's just gonna submerge. Okay. If he gives me one more, we're good. Oh my god! That was ridiculous. Luckily, if you hit your stab as you're going underwater, the stab will go through still, so I had to wait till the last second there. Ugh. That's 3 minutes if you don't do that. Ugh. Stressful. This guy dies right below you, so you don't have to go anywhere, but it's kind of like, the first time you do this, it's like a mini jump scare, because you're just sitting here with silence for a while, and then suddenly... Yeah. Rip. I don't know how the horse gets you back from that. I don't. Magic.
Very carefully.
Huh?
Very carefully.
Yeah. Now is the lizard, which is usually one of the bosses you can breathe easy on because it's very consistent as long as you pull it off correctly. Which, it's hard to mess up, I should say. Before the final boss, there is a giant door, and once you get to that point in the game, you can open the door. And it seems like the most obvious thing for a speedrun would be to just find some way to get through the door and then just go to the final boss. But there's been a lot of trial and error, and there's like at least a couple guys who just like go through the game data, like trying to find all sorts of like secret things and break stuff here and there, but nobody's found a way to get past the door.
Maybe you could fly over it.
Huh?
Maybe you can
Fly over it? Oh, with a bird? The only thing, the kicker is you need the horse for that final area, so unless you can get the horse through as well, then maybe the horse can grab a bird, I don't know.
You ever screwed around with just like breaking the game intentionally and seeing if it'll even load the boss if you get through the door?
It probably doesn't is the thing. I mean, it might, but they have a lot of checks elsewhere for that kind of thing, so who knows? I don't think like anybody is actually like, used any sort of like hacking to just move themselves past the door or anything. I don't know anything about that on like consoles, so. Oh, they gave me some good RNG there. Well, not RNG, but that was good movement. Now we roll a lot. Hopefully not off the cliff. Again, rolling is slightly faster than running as long as you have a long runway to do it on. Because the recovery to get back to running takes a little bit of that back. And then up here, there's some fish underwater that control you, because if you're swimming underwater, holding R1 is the same as grab, and it's the same as diving underwater, and you can just grab a fish and it'll like pull you away from where you're trying to go. There they are, sneaking. Don't do it. Okay, I think the fish are nice today. Panting underwater, of course. There's a lot of tiny little optimizations in movement that aren't necessarily apparent, like, and it's kind of a more interesting part to run any percent for, just like doing all the platforming optimally and stuff. If you hold like the grab button and you do that jump that I just did, he'll just immediately grab the next ledge instead of skipping. So you have to like actively let go of grab and then reapply it and stuff. And then right here, if I do just a tiniest jump, like when I land, I don't take like a stagger animation. But if you do anything more than that, he like falls and has to brace himself. So just like tiny little things like that add up. Okay, I want the bow out here. And what I'm doing here, I'm whistling, and that gets the boss's attention. So he's going to start running or climbing up. He's in this central area, cylindrical area. He'll start climbing up, which will put him in perfect position for me to shoot him down. And the boss will be vulnerable the farther he falls, so that gets him like almost all the way up. And this is just like, fuck it, whatever. A lot of times you don't even take damage. Like you land on the boss and it's just like, oh, I did a roll, I'm good. Here's the first time you're gonna see a jump stab, which is, it does the same damage as a fully charged attack. The reason we don't do it more is there's like a significant follow-up animation, but when it's the last hit, you don't have to worry about that. It just goes straight into a cutscene. So again, very consistent boss. So whoa,
Oh, nice.
okay, and he's a trampoline, so that's cool. Another thing that I didn't mention that I didn't know for the first year and a half of speedrunning, if you go to stab and you press and hold the stab button, it charges up faster, which is huge because you have to like stab between like shaking cycles, and especially like on Gaius when he's shaking his stomach or whatever, like you would just have to wait a lot longer, but that saves a lot of time. Next should be Basaran, which is a giant turtle. And he's got a super risky fast strat, of course.
I've always liked the diversity of bosses in this game. It's, I mean, even if I've played it once like forever ago, and I'll play it again, and I always forget what I'm doing. It's like every boss is different, has their own unique thing.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
like, wait, I don't know, keep it different enough to make it, they're all their own clever thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some of the bosses have huge gimmicks that are just like, oh my gosh, that took me an hour to figure out, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are straightforward too. The next one in particular, this next one probably took me like an hour and a half. Just you kind of get the idea for what to do, but positioning these huge bosses can be really annoying. So even if you know how to beat it, if you don't know how to control them, it can get frustrating. All right. So a lot of these bosses there have been more and more strats developed that are better and better, and the one I'll try is the best one, but there used to be much harder ones that involve like jumping on his knee and like waiting for the right moment to like jump, and he'll launch you up and you can get onto him. If you watch the time trial, like world records for this stuff, it's ridiculous, it's absurd. Like the character will just like zip to like the boss's like head and then like use momentum to zip to the next spot like right after. It's pretty silly. Okay, he didn't jump. Or he didn't raise his feet. What normally is supposed to happen is he raises his legs, and before he raises his legs, he dips his front body down, and then you can grab his side, and then you can climb on him that way. So that's how we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. This run is all about showing you what could have been, and then showing you how much time you would have saved. See, it's a demonstration of that. I want to make sure he knows where I am, because sometimes they can just be like, I don't care anymore. All right, he knows. The old strat was just as soon as you exit the cutscene, you just turn straight around and come straight back for this area, and then that lures him this way. And then the timing is usually solid for the intended strat for the boss. Okay, there he is. Oh, it's gonna be problematic because he's gonna walk too far. Come on, horse. I'm gonna try and get him to move to this one over here. That geyser shut off like right when he got over it, and normally the geyser will just stop him there, which is enough for me to position him well. But bad timing on that. Should hopefully be a good position once it fires again. Okay. Okay, he definitely walked into it. So. Now I gotta hoof it over there. Pull some Legolas, maybe. Problem is, the water also has a hitbox on it, so if you shoot those spouts, then you'll just get blocked. This was the first time in the game where I really felt like the scale of everything when this guy falls down, because you're like, what the hell? This thing just fell over, and I have to go climb it. I need to grab, like, here. Okay, good. Now, his back doesn't have any fur or anything, so it's extraordinarily rare. I probably shouldn't say this. But he'll shake, and he can just completely throw you off him. Usually, though, as long as you hold the grip button, you kind of stabilize yourself and prevent that from happening. Alright, I got a good grip spot, but the only problem with that is he has a vertical head shake, and that will just knock you out of it, so it doesn't matter. It only prevents against sideways shakes. Of course, he's just sitting there for a while now. That's good. Okay, that's sideways, so that's good. Oh, I guess that wasn't good enough. Positioning wise. Alright, after he shakes, he should be dead. Cool. Rip.
Hi. With this.
Thievery. There's a cool thing. Sorry. There's a cool thing you'll see later where if you go back to where bosses were, like their bodies are still there and they're all like decayed, and you can actually go up to them and like kneel, and it'll like put like a grain filter on the game, and you can like fight them again. Just kind of, I think it does the time trial mode. Oops. I believe next is Celosia. I'll double check here with the sword, but fairly certain. I was wrong. It's Dirge. Glad I checked.
Is this one of the tinier ones?
This is the sandworm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Sandworm is the creepiest because his eyes are just,
Yeah.
they're very creepy.
Yeah.
And you have to look at his eyes because that's part of the fight. But it's a cool mechanic. There's another one of those fights that you gotta puzzle it out and figure out how to damage this seemingly undamageable enemy. Yeah, okay, it's him. Just triple checking. This is the one boss that I'm always not 100% sure of the route to get to him. Because there's just so many rocks, and I use rocks as my references. Like this is, I'm not even sure if I've ever gone like that, but it worked, so GG. Let's see. There's a cliff somewhere that I usually forget to go around, and it's up there. You can also damage Colossi with the bow, but there's a limit to how much you can damage them, so sadly you cannot do bow-only runs with this game, or I would totally do that. It would take a really long time. However, you can get other items as well as item upgrades by doing the time trials. Both normal and hard unlock unique things. Like one of them gives you a mask that just one-shots any Colossus when you stab it, and there's like different types of arrows and all sorts of things, like a slow fall cape. A lot of stuff for doing the time trial. Oops. Horse, please.
Okay, does the horse have a name in this, or is it just?
He calls out, his name is Aggro.
That's right.
But it's a topic of much controversy. Some people say it's Pablo, some people say it's egg roll. I personally hear egg roll every time, even though I know it's aggro. I prefer to hear egg roll, which is, I don't know,
Colossus chat always says egg roll.
egg roll. Alright, let's see here. So this is one of the other bosses you can one cycle. This one uses... there's the idea that this guy has 2 sigils, but both sigils have more than 50% of his health. It has like 51%. So if you can manage to do 50% and not kill a sigil, then he won't reburrow. And it's rather particular. Like you just have to kind of. I use the. Oh shoot! If he hits that, it saves some time. But I use like there's a little box outlining the weapon, and I use that for how much I need to charge up to damage him. It's gonna be. Grab that, please. All right, so it's gonna be 1 full. I can charge that all the way up, and then 2 at around a little bit more than that. Okay, we'll see if that works. If it doesn't work, he's just gonna burrow when I break this second sigil. But this one's actually given me a lot of trouble in the past. I want to get a grip spot. Nope. See how that grab is like instant? That one had like an animation to it. Full animation. I've never tried this, but if I fail it... Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, if you kill a sigil, he'll just reburrow. If that had not worked, I was gonna try and jump stab the other sigil on his way down. I never tried it, but might be a nice backup strat. As probably hard to pull off as it is. Now it should be Celosia.
We barely even got to see the eyes. Your shot, your first
I
one's
know.
so good.
I know.
But yeah, usually it's a lot creepier looking than that. Like just like 2 gigantic eyes chasing you on
Yeah.
the horse.
I'm skipping it every time, but there's always a little cutscene. I guess the lowdown on the lore is there's this girl on the altar, and you bring her to this forbidden land that is completely abandoned, because you've heard that there's a god that can bring back the dead. So you come and you approach the god who's in the temple. You just hear his voice from the ceiling, from like a hole in the ceiling. And he tasks you with killing these 16 colossi. And then he'll res your girl. So after each boss, he gives you like a kind of poetic description of your next foe. And there's these idols in the actual temple that when you defeat the bosses, they're linked to the idols, and it destroys the idols. And destroying all of those is what will allow you to save the girl. At some point there is a lore bit that shows some other dudes on horses that are headed to the Forbidden Land to stop you from doing this for reasons. For reasons. Raisinets.
Delicious.
don't think I like Raisinets, but I like raisins.
I like Riesling.
You like what?
Riesling.
Riesling? There we go. Candy or wine, make your choice. Or both. No.
Why not both?
Why not? So this is probably the most YOLO jump in the game coming up here. Normally you have to like, well, the intended path is just going down this series of like ramps to get down to this huge pit, but instead you just YOLO it, and it used to be a lot more impressive because the setup that I used, you would jump this huge long gap and then he would like grab a ledge and not take any damage or anything. But the positioning that I've used more recently is you just, what the hell?
Loading.
This way I typically just land and just don't die, but it hurts, but you don't die. So. And this is one of the more annoying puzzle bosses because it's kind of weird to figure out. Here, let's see. Oh, okay, it landed and grabbed, so there you go. We're good. So this is the boss. You normally have to go around and climb some stairs and then make this jump across and then it triggers the boss, but we just roll into that trigger and then we're good. So this boss is afraid of fire, and the only way you can bring fire to him is by getting him to bash this. Knocks down a piece of little torch. And this boss is really annoying. He can stun lock you, but he didn't, so thank you. And then we're gonna light it on fire here. And then, hey, what are you doing? What the? Dude, you're scared of this. I don't remember if the torch has a timer, but he pretty much never runs away like that. Hopefully it's long enough. If you get close enough, he'll swat you, but he's just scared of fire, so we'll just back up forever. Please don't run out. Because as you can see, he's fully armored, so can't stab through that. Go. Luckily, he just falls off. This shatters his armor. If you do not make it onto this boss's back and get a grip spot, it is very annoying to get back on him. So let's try not to not do that. Let's see. I need to reposition. That's not good. I'm gonna have to wait for him to stop. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, I think this might be a good spot. Yes. Okay, and then once you get on him, it's only 2 stabs. But just getting into that position can be very annoying.
Very nice. So basically, chase you back up the hill and you knock him back down.
He'll run away. You can either you can't knock him back down again, but you can actually you might be able to. It's been so long. I usually just run for this ramp over here, and there's like a boulder you can jump on, and just hope that as he comes towards you, you can jump on him and recover there. But
I think when I was younger, I had to take him back up to the fires, and then jump on his back from top those.
oh yeah. Yep. The trophies continue. This next boss takes 2 or 3 minutes to get to, and right before the boss there's this waterfall and a little ledge you gotta grab and shimmy across. I'm gonna play it super safe, but I've totally just jumped at that ledge and the character just doesn't grab it, and then you fall down the waterfall and then you respawn back in the temple and you get to run all the way back there. So let's hope for some reason it doesn't drop me or something. And this boss is also another interesting puzzle boss.
Oh, this one.
It probably took the longest for me to figure out on my first playthrough. Auto Horse saves the day here. as far as the this type of game, there's also Ico, which came before this, and a lot of people speculate is like a sequel to this, timeline-wise. But the developers have said that they're not directly connected. But there's some connections. They just say it's in the same universe. And then, of course, Last Guardian was finally given a release date after 7 years this year at E3, so it's gonna supposedly come out next year. So, hype for that.
Auto horse.
Yeah. There's a little mini forest. So, oh my gosh, why did you go that way? What are you doing? Okay, good.
Aggro plus.
There's that waterfall. Looming in the distance. Because I used to do this no problem. I would run with the horse towards this little ledge. I'm just gonna do this. Screw it. This ledge right there. I used to run with the horse and jump straight from the horse and it'd be no problem. But now I'm gonna be like really safe and make sure I grab it. Otherwise you just plummet and waste a lot of time. For some reason, like after a year of doing that, I just started failing it all the time, so I stopped doing it. It's scary. Alright. More swimming.
Where's this one again? 10?
This is 12. 12 out of 16. I recently came up with a pretty solid strat to minimize the boss's like animations, and it requires some specific positioning and timing of stuff, but I'll explain it as I go. Make a lot more sense then. I'm actually not 100% sure what the intended strat is for this boss. I think you're supposed to swim around him while he stands up, and you can like climb up his back from his tail. Is that the intended one? Yeah. It can seem, I don't know. You can also just swim against him and like, oh whoops, I didn't mean to jump there. That's okay. Didn't matter. Alright, so you have to shoot him, and then his horns turn orange. Enemies' eyes or horns or whatever, they turn orange when they're like aggressive towards you. So now we're gonna, he has to turn back annoyingly. And we're just gonna grab on there. Okay, cool. I just have kind of like a muscle memory for when to move on that. Just as soon as he starts diving down, like moving his head down, then I start to run forward and jump at him. And then you control this boss by hitting these... what the...
Oh my god.
That decided to load while I was attacking through it.
That's never happened
and then
before.
push me out of its collision. No big deal. As long as we didn't fall, we're good. So you control this boss by hitting his teeth. And like, if I hit his right teeth, then he'll turn right. And then forward to go forward. And you need him to guide you over to these platforms. This is the worst jump, like, in the game. Just making jumps like this. Come on, dude. Alright, we're good. More than good there. Sometimes you'll jump, and either when you hit the jump button, you have to fully commit to a large jump, or you won't make it. And sometimes it just eats the input and you just run off. Or, you jump and everything looks good, but your character just doesn't travel very far. It's just kind of... Alright, so here, I'm going to stab him twice, and then he starts to submerge, which is fine. He's going to do that anyways. But I'm going to let go. It kind of boomerangs me down here. And I'm going to set myself up for basically how we were set up at the beginning of the fight. because right after this cutscene, he's gonna shoot at me, and if I hit him like right as he's shooting at me, he won't start moving away, and he'll just instantly stand up again. Otherwise, you have to wait for him to you have to shoot him, and then he kind of wiggles around for a while. He shoots again, and then he'll stand up. But now that I made him mad, he's gonna do his stand up right here. Okay, good. One more scary jump to those platforms.
I'm guessing you're pretty consistent at that jump too. Anyways.
I like to think so. And then it's just suddenly not. And that's when you cry and reset.
The tooth, like, despawns.
Yeah, the tooth is not there until a certain point.
Yeah. First time I fought this guy, I had no clue what was going on, and I would always just swim underneath him. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
at one point, you would clip through,
Yeah,
and you'd be inside.
You
his
can
body.
get inside of him very easily. If you just swim around him, I don't know.
Yeah, so I ended up using some. Oh, man.
Oh, also, he'll randomly decide that he's not in a good position and start walking away, and then come back okay, he's good. There's one saving grace, and that's if you run into the ledge without jumping, like I did there, your character will start to whoa, and in that animation you can actually jump again. So as long as you realize it, press and commit to the jump, then that's actually a very consistent.
I think when this game first came out, this boss took me the longest to figure out.
Yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
really weird boss. This is the boss that you can one cycle on PS2 only. And when I learned about that, I tried to do it a lot, and it's really hard to do. You can usually get maybe 3 stabs, but
So how does the one cycle work?
honestly, I don't
You
know.
just hit him 4 times? And
Yeah, I've seen it happen, and it was some Japanese runner's video, and he's just in the water still stabbing, and I'm like, why is he doing that? It just knocks me down normally when I do it, so I don't know if there's a certain grab spot or something, but
It could just be due to a poor collision. that he
Yeah,
has,
I
I
don't
don't know. I've had so many weird things happen in that fight.
that boss is pretty wonky.
Yeah.
The next one is actually my favorite boss, and it's also the largest boss in the game.
Oh yeah. Phalanx, right?
Phalanx, yes. For the longest time, whenever I would jump at the horse to grab it, I would accidentally grab one of those doves, and you would start flying away, and you're like, no! I need the horse.
Phalanx is a nice relief after that boss. It's oh, finally something I can figure out in 2 seconds.
Phalanx is nice. He's another multi-sigil boss that if you fully kill one, he'll do a barrel roll and then eventually submerge. The barrel roll just, you gotta hang on so you can't do anything that whole time. But if you deal, once again, since it's 3 of them, you can deal slightly over 33% damage to each one, not kill the sigil, but then to his overall health bar, kill him. So that saves lots of time. He's a lot easier than Dirge, though. A lot more consistent for me. There's a lot more wiggle room in the stab amounts. Okay, go that way, sure.
Aggro bliss. You lose all momentum too in aggro, so I just change
Oh yeah.
trend.
A lot of times he just pulls a 180 and just goes, I'm going the other way. Okay, cool.
I think that's what I fought the most when I first played this was aggro, not the game.
The horse controls, yeah. All the controls, honestly, in this game take a while to get used to. I definitely won't say they're good, but now that I'm used to them, I'm like, oh, cool, I get it. But then everybody else is like, these controls are terrible. I can agree.
I always thought it was kind of janky, but they kind of worked for what the game was.
Yeah.
Kind of my own.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how else you'd do like a grip mechanic, and roll could be on something other than 2 simultaneous like press inputs, but in general they're fine. I really like the bow though. I like using the bow, it's fun. We gotta play some Legolas here. Hello.
Sax!
You did say sax, right?
I did.
Okay. Oh, I miss.
That was crack attack. It's like, bullseye.
Shoot him first. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I have once in my life, like, RNG and execution was on my side, and when he came down like this, I jumped just to get on his wing, but I hit like this ridge perfectly and just jumped straight onto him, and I was like, what? And then I could actually stab him. His flight path is also RNG, also his speed, and he's going really slowly. He's about to turn, so I'm waiting to like go parallel with him. This is like the hard part of the fight, is just making sure you don't screw. Alright, I'm just gonna go on this. It's fastest to get on the second wing, because it's closest to the sigil, but whatever. He was being a jerk. What the heck? What are you doing? What are you doing?
There is no collision on that platform.
Alright. Okay. It's kind of hard to get a grip spot on here, so usually I don't try. So the formula is one full and then one around 90-ish%, but there's a lot of wiggle room, like I said. And then you get to jump a lot, so you don't get shaken. But this boss is just huge, and I don't know. I like the bosses that show their size. Yeah, he shakes you a lot. Come on, give me it, give me it. Alright, that's plenty. Plenty. So I'll probably go ahead and do 2 jump stabs here. Oops. Because even though it... jump stab already. Alright, I'll just stab you normal, fine.
Just 5%.
The worst thing before I knew about holding down the button to charge faster was a lot of times you would get to like 99% stab and then you would get shaken and you're like, no, right when you press the button. And it just wastes stamina and boss cycles, so. Finding that out was a huge time saver. Rip.
It's really cool. I think if I remember correctly, if you go back to these areas after you defeated the bosses, there's just like there's stone.
Yeah, they're like all mossy and stuff. They just like actually you'll see it on the way to this next boss. We're gonna pass by the turtle boss, Bassaran, and he's there all like the dirt's kind of creeped up on him and stuff. Three more bosses.
Now go over here to your right hand time.
Well,
Just
it's
prepare-
still
just
probably
prepare.
okay.
Preparing to
Fair
prepare.
enough. Birds. We need to go this way.
I always love the transition from the temple to out in the open land because you get that huge echo and then
Oh yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
there's
It's
just little details that add so much more character to this game.
Yeah, and the lighting too. Like I love just at that altar. There's just like all these like sunbeams.
Yeah.
Bird, let's take it to the boss.
It's the dream.
Another thing, whenever you kill a boss, it like that light, that beam of light is a boss that you've killed. So it's
Yeah. And there's if you pause it, there's actually a map, so you can get a clue of where you've been,
Yeah.
but not necessarily where you're going.
yeah,
But so the map does help a little bit.
yeah. The guidance only ever gives you a straight line, so you often have to go around cliffs and kind of explore to actually find the boss.
I run myself when I come back on the couch.
Yeah. It's still like 15 minutes ish. Probably more for the next one.
There's just something about Shadow of the Colossus that just has so much replayability for being as simple of a game as it is. There's just something about it. You go back to it, and every time it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like watching it. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Dark Souls in the sense that anytime I know that somebody's doing a first playthrough or something, I'm like, oh, I gotta go watch that. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, there's the pass around. Oh.
Rip.
Yeah, rip. Like growing shrubs on him and stuff. Aggro hates this ramp up here. Let's see if he hates it today. Do you hate it? Don't hate it. Oh, he liked it! He usually like goes hard left or right. Which is really annoying. But threaded the needle.
Excellent.
That's a big needle.
Yeah. Big needle and a big hole. Eye. It's an eye. Eye of the needle.
There you go.
So it's a big eye.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Ship it. Yeah. I still am not sure if this is the fastest way to the boss, but I think it is. I think it is.
I think it's like the one that's like the furthest away.
I think the final boss is the absolute farthest, but yeah, this one is pretty far.
I guess it is nice that they have the time trial mode because I can see how this would be annoying. But for me, like I love just running through it every time.
Me too.
But
me
also
too.
like that adds, it's like, well, I don't want to run through it. So like, well,
Exactly.
sweet, you get this option.
Yeah,
Like,
boss
oh,
rush.
Thank you, game, for
Absolutely.
like not ruining this grand thing because I don't want to run to bosses.
Yeah.
So, but I love landscape. It's so well done and it's diverse for every boss. It's
Yeah.
great.
Could you technically like beat all the time trials, get the special gear for the boss fights, and then do a new game plus?
Run with that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean as not as part of the run. You're not getting the items as part of the run.
Right. No. do
yeah.
a new game plus with them.
Yeah, you could do that. But I'm weird, so I just like playing the games like in their pure form before, like with.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I don't know if people have actively.
I mean,
do
that would be like a run that I would
plus
just do just to have the run.
Oh
just
yeah,
to say
yeah.
I've done it.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like, look how much faster it is when you can one-shot the bosses.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you don't die from falling.
Luckily, you don't really die from falling in this game, anyways. But
I definitely know Shadow of the Colossus is one of those games that I'm always deathly afraid of water in games, but Shadow of the Colossus really made me afraid of the water. Even though you know there's nothing in there,
right.
it's just like, oh my god, I do not like being in the water in this game.
Yeah, they give you a huge sense of just isolation, and you don't know what the hell is gonna be around the corner. Even though you know there's like no bosses in that water until Hydrus.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you have to go down here. No, I don't want to.
Oh boy, Cenobia. I've gotten way better at Cenobia, so now I'm gonna do really bad at it. But essentially, this is a kind of a playground fight, if I could say it that way. You basically have to keep jumping from these pillars to pillars, like the ones that we just saw there, and you'll see more of them. And you have the boss like knocks into them. You make him angry. He'll knock down pillars. Those make bridges to more pillars. You keep doing that over and over until you get to this final pillar. But there's a really awkward way to stand on the boss and jump off of him. And it's very positional and a little bit RNG on this first part anyways. This is good. Okay. That was really close. One thing that I learned that makes this 100% easier, is basically if he's turning towards the pillar. Oh man, come on. If he's turning towards the pillar, you can use his shoulder armor as a solid platform, and that is consistent. So you do need him to turn that way. Oh gosh. What are you doing? Charge at me, please, and don't hit me. Okay. So right. He turned the other way is the problem. Oh. But again, you get the problem of, oh, he shook a little bit, so I can't use that as solid ground. Yeah, see, he just kind of shook me off.
Maybe you please.
Oh.
Don't die.
This guy can stun lock you to death, so that may happen. That may happen.
Well done.
That may happen. Yeah.
Oh.
You just can stun lock.
Jesus Christ, what's going on?
I got stun locked.
Scary as hell death screens.
The easiest way, as with most of the tricks, is just to get it on first jump. So kind of dying is sometimes a blessing because you're like, all right, let's just get the positioning consistent again and then go. Also, I don't think I do this anywhere else in the run, but after you've rolled, if you whistle, it brings your character to max speed instantly. So you don't have to like, you don't have to wait for your character to accelerate. Oh boy, he's speedy. Don't hit me, dude. Don't hit me. I'm gonna wait in reposition. Sometimes you can get like Hail Marys and make a jump from forever away. Okay, this is good. Right there. Oh, see? And then it just flung me off. And you can't really jump over him either, so it's just like you gotta get him his side facing the thing. He punched me.
Whoa.
He's gonna run away and charge again. It's okay.
Like use his shoulder as a platform.
Yeah, and like if he turns towards you, like that'll give it like a solid platform there, see? What the hell just happened? Oh, but he's turning away so much. Come on.
Marathon luck.
It's like failed diving board attempts. It's wonderful.
There.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, that should happen way faster. But anyways, even with that much failure, I'm probably not losing that much time from doing it like the normal way, because you just have to do so much stuff. All those pillars in the background and stuff, you have to get them to bash and knock down the same way I'm doing this one. And you just wait. It's just a lot of waiting. And you can control yourself during most cutscenes. So here I need to wait for these boulders a bit, and then jump through. That gives you a little leg up on getting in here. But he's not vulnerable yet! Uh-oh, that's bad. When holding R1 fails. Also, there is a little bit of luck in whether or not he... Where is he? Okay, there he is, good. Sometimes he'll just run completely, like, out there, and you're like, what do I do with this? Whee! Poor guy.
What is he doing?
Punch. And then it's just like the other one, except getting on this guy is easy because he's really dumb. So you just chill here. And he gets super mad. Later. But then I do need to get the grip spot. That should be good. And he takes more than 2 stabs, so... Oh, he pushed me out of it. There you go, that's good. Not so epic fall, but
At least none
Still
of them,
hanging on, just whatever.
Still
at least none of them
emotional.
conveniently fall on you.
Yeah. The basilisk can kill you if he turns over after a while.
Oh jeez.
And if you're still holding on to him and he flips over, he can just like crush you to death.
What happens when that happens? Does it lock the run?
No, you just die and then you would restart from the beginning of the fight.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, it does suck, yeah, but it's better than you died,
True.
game over, load your last save, which you don't have in a speedrun. Alright, 2 more basses. And no more easy strats either. Probably 10 to 12 out of the bosses in this run have strategies that just kill your run if you fail them. Which is probably why it's so volatile, for me anyways.
I always like to call this boss King Kong.
King Kong. This guy looks like a giant monkey. He's pretty big too. Take in this scenery one more time. Be the last time you see this side of the world. Except in final cutscenes.
You get to watch the credits in this game, right? You don't skip them or anything.
Yeah, not for the speedrun or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't skip them actually, unless you turn the system off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean everybody runs RTA for this, so I mean maybe you could like quit out of the game right when you finish, and then you could like load up the in-game time. Like I don't know, but and I'm not 100% certain on like load differences. Like I play off a disc, and I want to say there is, but I don't. I looked and I couldn't find a digital version of the Ico Shadow Colossus HD version. So
I know Demon Souls first loads on digital are slower, but every time after that, faster
It's faster.
than disc. So like
the first load is slower on digital
Yeah.
than disc.
yeah, but then second loads on digital are faster.
Yeah,
than
yeah.
disc. So if you're doing RTA, digital is ultimately the way to go. Except that first run is super annoying. So
Well, they have Ico and Shadow in HD on PSN, but they're separate, not together.
Well, I know they have Shadow of Colossus, the non-HD version,
Really?
on the store, and I bought that because I was like, whatever. You know, I like the game. I'll just buy it again anyways, and maybe it'll be faster or maybe not, but we'll see. Good. Thread the needle. All right. Abandon the horse again. Now we're gonna roll a lot.
This is Abandon the Horse the game.
Yeah,
Literally.
pretty much. And this guy, for whatever reason, like hangs out at a football field, so you have to roll all the way across a football field, and then it triggers the fight. Just keep rolling.
do they ever get to talking about like playing this on a SSD as opposed to? I don't know.
You know, I don't know.
A lot of RTA runners are like, I need to get a solid state drive so I can save those 10 seconds. Or
Exactly.
whatever. So,
Yeah, I mean, they definitely. I think they do that with Bloodborne and stuff. But I haven't heard anything about.
the game when you can just buy it.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because every speedrunner can afford that.
All right. So there's a ridiculous, crazy jump that you can make on this guy. I'm gonna go for it. Oh wow, I am way mispositioned, but okay, you still did it. All right. So this is step one. Get on his knee. And then to his belt. I want to shimmy over to the middle of his belt. A little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now I need RNG on my side for the jump to go off. I need to get a big enough jump. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All I do is hold the charge jump button and then pray. No, that wasn't big enough anyways. Oh. Boom, there you go. Now I'm going to try and use some of his... There you go. Some of his momentum to flip myself up. It's scary, but it saves a lot of stamina. Otherwise, I would have to be climbing up, and it's really fucking bad. Alright, now just don't play dumb, and then... Okay, this should be a good spot right here. G-spot!
Lobos mood. Lobos gasm.
I think his sigil's dead, so yeah. He's gonna shake like a biatch. Hopefully not too much. Bosses can sometimes completely just, extend their animation for like a whole nother cycle, and it just wrecks your stamina and your time. So now I need to wait for him to shrug. Thanks. That was scary. And just poke him. There we go. And there's a way to get to his hand, but I haven't actually practiced doing that, so I'm not going to. Like, you can fall to his hand from his shoulder, but instead, where the hell? No, don't do this. Stomps are bad. Come on, man.
Okay.
Stomps are bad, okay. Come on, friend.
That's your friend, buddy.
Buddy, pal.
And fight is won. So GG. Yeah, that trick saves like 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, because you have to do this whole other like playground. Yeah, you climb up, you get him to like stomp a thing so you can jump high enough, and you get him to hit a thing so it drops the platform. Then you get him to break the bridge, it's above you. It's too much. All right, one boss left.
It still takes like 4 minutes to get to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he is the farthest away. And we're gonna see that door that if somebody could find a clip through, then this run would be 12 minutes.
Just pull a Mega Man 2, run to the ceiling, and zip.
I will try that right now. Let me just get to the ceiling real quick. Oh. Damn, this horse can't fly.
Wait, all we need is a bird.
I know, that's what Justin said.
Yeah, just somehow, I don't know. I'm already out of ideas.
I'm not even sure. Like, I wonder if you could climb up on any of that. Oh, there he is! There he is!
He's over here.
He's tempting us.
Do it for the marathon.
You're right. I probably wouldn't even grab the bird. It's hard. I need the sword out. Good. Before we get to the boss, there is a big spoilery event that happens. So if you're not keen on spoilers and think you'll play this blind, you may want to look away. I'll tell you when. So. Said I'll tell you when.
Wrecked. Oh yeah, you got a while to go.
Okay.
But also, you should play this game.
Dude, I know.
Nah, that's good.
This is honestly I saw it in probably like 2004. My friend's roommate played it. I saw maybe 20 seconds of it, and I'm like, holy shit, he's like climbing that thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I kind of knew what it was, and then this is the first time I've actually like seen gameplay of it.
Oh, there you go.
So
2005.
It's legit. I think
is that when it was?
I think
Yeah, I was working on a
Whatever
Hollywood
year
video
it
when it
was.
came out.
Okay.
oh shit, Hollywood.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason I remember that.
Luckily, all the legit, ways haven't been spoiled for you yet. So you'll get the feeling of being lost still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. This is not. helped me at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like,
I-
okay, you run across the field, cool.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you're playing this, you're holding out the sword like every 5 feet, making sure you go in the right direction.
Yeah.
Lobos has the fortune of knowing where he's going every time.
It's Epic Gate. Somebody in chat, find a clip for this gate. And
Chat.
the horse has got to get through too.
Yeah.
Didn't Distortion play this game for like
He did,
week
yeah.
or so?
No, he got a good time. Well, decent
We just need
time.
a task runner to figure it
Yeah.
out. That's all we need. They'll figure it
I
out.
was impressed
They
with
always
other things he
Yeah, pretty
finds.
much. So here you have to like Zelda mirror shield this. Spoilers.
That's I'm gonna forget, dude.
You won't forget.
It's not a tough puzzle, anything. And then aggro always like does a U-turn or goes into a corner, something completely inconvenient for us. And then at this point, I would be telling my chat to prep their Bible thumbs because spoilers incoming soon.
And then there's Luis who laughs.
Yeah, I don't really care anymore. If you want to avoid spoilers,
Right now.
if doesn't matter, whatever.
I do.
Okay,
Do I need yours?
plug your ears too.
Yeah. Everything.
Plug everything in your butt.
Plug your butts.
Just cut something short.
And here it goes.
Bible cry. Oh my god.
It's dumb Jew.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you fuck up an emote?
He did.
Oh, you fucked it up again.
And he's saying egg roll.
Oh, egg roll. Never mind. Okay.
Rip chat. Oh my
Alright, you're good.
god.
Wow, dude.
You good? You good?
That's some serious stuff.
That is, yeah.
Well, Dumb Juice
Low-
modded my chat too. So
Yeah, yeah,
You made a huge mistake with that, man.
yeah. Look at that. There he goes. Oh my god. Ban that MFR.
Don't read his chat. It's gonna say spoilers.
I can't see that.
Dumb Jew,
It
you're
doesn't matter. It's-
spoiling it now. So this is actually the Colossus right here.
Right. That would be badass.
I thought it was the first time I played it. I was like, oh god, this is hair.
Yeah.
Oh god, what am I doing?
Yeah. Seriously.
And then I was like, oh, and
Yeah, I think I had that thought too. Oops.
it's deceiving.
I've had that thought before, but not in this game.
Oh, whoa.
Take it.
Should we ask Crack Attack?
Oh god.
I'm sure he'd tell you all about it.
Yeah.
There's some sticky white stuff.
Oh my god. This part of the game is pretty cool. It changes up the atmosphere like while you're climbing, and it's like, oh shit, shit's getting real. And then the big motherfucker last boss. The intended strat involves you going underground to avoid his projectiles that he chunks at you, but we YOLO instead, and I need a little bit of sound cues for this. Let's see.
You need some more volume.
No, I'm good. No, okay. This is okay. You can recover from this point still. It's a really precise like line. There's actually a tutorial video on YouTube, and it's like, here are lines. Follow these lines, or you die. I'm still gonna make it though. I should, as long as I roll correctly here. All right, cool. Now I gotta wait here. But yeah, this skips this whole like underground sequence.
Because I'm like 15 minutes on.
Not about 15 minutes, but
Depends on if it's your first playthrough or not.
that's true.
Because this whole segment can take you a while.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like their very first run, they'll try to YOLO. Like, oh, I can make a crush. Gotta make. No,
Yeah.
you can't.
Alright. Now we're at the final boss. Final boss is pretty gimmicky, but we're gonna skip most of the gimmickiness. No, not really.
About
Well,
5
it's still a ways. Because there's stuff
Oh, right,
after
never
the
mind,
boss.
I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah. Never mind.
Oops.
So, disregard what I just said.
Yeah, we still got more after this boss.
I always forget about that.
Alright. So we're gonna use a little trick here to kind of get his attention early. And what he's gonna do, he's gonna play an animation that normally happens when you're on top of him and you stab him. But you normally stab him in the shoulder, but instead of stabbing him, we're gonna shoot him in the shoulder like that. And then try and climb real quick. Should be good. And then he brings his hand down as part of the animation. That allows us to jump on him.
Oh, wow, that's a huge skip.
Yeah, it skips a lot, like a whole sequence of puzzly stuff. And you stab him, that like kind of straightens out his hand. And then I have to wait for him a little bit. And I want to kind of position myself here-ish. There's a whole set of things you do to do like get up there, then you get to his other arm, then you like do other stuff, and eventually you work your way to his head. But we're gonna try and skip all that with YOLOs. And he is taking his time here. There we go, here we go. Alright, so. Should be good. There you go. And that just skips a lot. Pretty much the whole fight. Alright, and we should be good here. Fight is pretty much done. I do need to wait a little bit, otherwise he'll mess up my good grab spot. Alright, hold it. Yeah, if you just keep stabbing repeatedly, he'll knock you out and you'll have to get shaken around a bunch and stuff. Give me your... Yeah, there you go. Last hit, so we don't need to worry about it.
Nice.
Colossi down.
Now there's a bit of a lore sequence. Spoilers.
F.
We've been skipping all of the lore up to this point, but there's some unskippable lore. But yeah. Unless you really know what's going on, it just doesn't make sense, and you're like, what? Those trophies, man.
All the trophies.
I'm gonna charge you per trophy.
I'm gonna get so many chicks now.
Sweet.
Yeah, dude, I have all the trophies to Shadow of the Colossus.
Slow time.
Not all at once, please.
Alright, there you go. That's alright, you can look. Nothing changes from what you saw already. We're just gonna wait here.
Just like wood. Something is a Colossus.
Dudes! And you can attack as this guy too. You can fucking slam. Cannot hit her or kill her though. And then you can, let's see. I think you can jump. Jump, dude. Jump. Or you can breathe. Breath. So wimpy.
I thought that you just inhaled. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Smash. The ground is surprisingly intact for all the rubble that came off that. You can jump. I swear you can jump. There he goes. All right, good job.
Just one.
Just one.
Oh, two. Now we're getting greedy.
Just waiting a bit. Get the fastest ending here. It's not time yet. Almost. I'm gonna control the character one more time after this. Okay.
Isn't the god's name Dormu?
Dormin.
Dorman, that's it.
Dormin. This part's really annoying because you're unwillingly like getting sucked towards this like vortex. What the hell was that? What is happening?
Just unwillingly getting sucked, dude.
Oh, there we go. Okay. but it like knocks you down a lot. And even though you're trying to go to it, like if you can stay in the air as much as possible, like it prevents you from getting shaken, and then you just get there faster. Oh yeah, you're right on time. Wait for it. And time. 155. All right.
Underestimate.
That's Shadow of the Colossus.
Woo!
And then there's a 10-minute ending full of spoilers, so you don't have to watch that. But GG.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
GG, Luby.
It definitely convinced me I need to play that shit.
Deuce, GG.
Got it, man.
Clappa. Cool.
Sweet, dude. Well, thanks for running that ish.
Yeah, NP. I ran it ish.
And P-Law.
Yeah, so that's 10 minutes slower than my PB, which is like 15 minutes slower than my sum of best. It's a mess. This game is a mess. Don't run it, ever.
Play it, don't run it.
It's a fantastic game, yeah, absolutely. Play it, please.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's.
One white horse.
Yeah. And the graphics. For PS2 era,
It was near the end
When
of
it came
cycle
out.
too,
Yeah,
yeah.
dear.
It was one of the best.
yeah. Just look at that bloom. They have a bunch of little things you can do to like control the camera and I don't know, just little things here and there that cement the experience together.
There's
Emote
the
with
shirt
the
on
hands.
there. Yeah,
Those hands.
looks like zombie hands. Maybe Scantine or something like that. Or who's the guy? Carcinogen? Most likely. It's working on 30%.
She's live.
Just happened, dude. Party percent.
Party percent.
God.
Getting ready for that party.
I'm not ready for that game.
No hangover tomorrow percent.
Yeah, dude. Hangover skip has been missed a couple days in a row by most people, I think.
I heard you guys were up till like 6.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Cheers. She was really stoked about it.
Oh no.
Pretty sure she just had like 8 toes.
Yeah, you don't
Well-
even know.
Japanese, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Hentai toes, got it.
Oh.
Hintos? I don't know.
She's like one of those cats with the thumbs. Surrender the couch for Deuce.
Oh, word. I sit on the couch with Gossip.
Wow, you get the ending spoiled all over the place.
It's cool, I don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
I'll
Yoshi.
But yeah, I guess while the ending plays out,